Hi there, it's Jennifer, and yeah, you saw the title of this video. This is about help for eyebrows that are thinning and graying. And if you are anything like me, growing older, you may have noticed that your eyebrows are getting thinner or even having gray hairs. And I guess I probably started noticing the change in my eyebrows, I don't know, maybe in my early 40s, maybe around 40. And really it was just that it looked like I liked to say that the eyebrow hairs were just getting more blonde and harder to see, when the truth is they were probably just, some of them were coming in gray. And what it did was it made little patches in my eyebrows that looked, that just looked like I had bald spots. And so, anyway, that's kind of had been bothering me for a while. Here's the deal. I didn't always have thin eyebrows. In fact, oh gosh, it'd be so great if I could find some pictures I could pop in here. Maybe if I can find them, I will. But there's this picture of me in 6th grade, and I've got these bushy eyebrows. And then I have a picture of myself the next year in 7th grade, where my eyebrows were just the thinnest little things ever, because of course that was back in the 70s, and having thin eyebrows, just plucking them until they were just thin, was the thing. And so I plucked the heck out of my eyebrows. And, word of caution, young girls, if that ever comes back, if that style ever comes back, I mean, it is possible to pluck your eyebrows to the point where they don't grow back, because that actually happened to me. And I know that there was a time like in the 90s or something when thicker eyebrows were coming back, and I wanted my eyebrows to be thicker, and they just wouldn't grow. So, and then it's only gotten worse with age. So anyway, there are a few things that I have been doing to kind of help with my eyebrows thinning, and also with turning gray. So let me start with the color part. And I'm moving my hair out of the way. I don't know how well you can see my eyebrows, but my eyebrows are fairly thin. They are blonde, with some gray in there, and I don't hardly ever need to pluck them, because I just don't have that, the hair just doesn't grow in really very well anymore. So, but right on this side, I have right at the beginning of the brow, I had a patch that was really thinning out, and then I had another patch right over here that was really thinning out and also had some gray hair in there, and that looked like I didn't have. That made it look like I had bald patches in my eyebrows. So one of the things that has been a great help, and I've been using this for several years, was a recommendation from a hairstylist, and that was, believe it or not, to use just for men hair color. That's the hair color that they use on beards and mustaches. And so anyway, I started with light brown. And I used that for a long time, and then just thought that it really wasn't dark enough, so I went to medium brown. And what you do when it's just like mixing up regular hair color, but when what you do is, it comes with these two little bottles of stuff, and one is the developer and one is the color base. So this is the natural color developer, and then the color base. And so this is like a white cream, and then this is the part that has the color. So it also has this little tray, and so you just put a little blob, just the tiniest bit, because your eyebrows don't have a lot of hair. So so you just put a little tiny blob in there, and then it comes with this other thing with a brush on it. I never use the brush end, because it's meant to be used in guys' beards. And so I use the little pointed end over here, and then I mix it up. So you just take those two little blobs and mix it up. And then I just take some right on the end and put it on my eyebrows, to kind of scribble it in to make sure it gets, all of the hairs. And I do it on both sides. And then inevitably you will get some on your skin, and you'll want to take a Kleenex and just kind of clean that up a little bit up here and up here, because it will slightly stain your skin if you leave it there. I mean, it's not going to stay forever, but it will stay. I mean, for, you know, at least a day anyway. So so then you leave it on your eyebrows. Now, the packaging says to leave it on for about 7 minutes, I think it says, and that is far too long, at least for my eyebrows. And I think that they say 7 minutes because beard hair is more coarse than eyebrow hair, and so it probably takes longer for it to color those coarse hairs on a guy's beard. And so what I do is, because when I would do 7 minutes, I would just end up with these dark, like, caterpillars above my eyes, and I didn't want that. And so so what I ended up doing now, I've kind of got it down to what works best for me. I go ahead and I go through putting this on and getting a Kleenex and cleaning it up, and that probably takes a minute to go through all of that. Once I finish putting it on my eyebrows and cleaning up the skin around it, then I start watching the clock and I wait 3 minutes. At the end of 3 minutes, I rinse it out. I just lean over the sink and rinse it out, put some soap on it, and rinse it again. And then what you might notice, that you might think, well, gosh, this really didn't change my eyebrow color very much. And so, but what happens on my eyebrow hair is that it continues to get darker over the next couple of hours. And so just, if you're gonna try this, just play with it. Go with a shorter amount of time and then just see what happens. And then you can always go back the next day and do it again. And so, but anyway, that has been really great because it covers up the gray hairs. So the hairs that I do have in my eyebrows actually will grab onto this color, and then they show up. So that's really great. So that is one of the things that I do. And then in addition to that, I of course use an eyebrow pencil because there's still some uneven spots and everything. And the eyebrow, I've tried lots of different eyebrow products. The one that I am currently using that I really like is by It Cosmetics. It's called Brow Power, and it looks like this. And it is in the color Universal Taupe, which seems to be a really good color to match my blonde hair and the blonde eyebrows that I have. So this one has, it has the pencil on one end that you turn up like this. And then on the other end, it has a spoolie, but mine broke. So there's supposed to be a spoolie on the end of there. So I have another little spoolie that I use, or you could just use a makeup brush, doesn't really matter. But anyway, so I just kind of, put that lightly onto my eyebrows. I make sure that I sort of draw it in places where my eyebrows are uneven, and then you use the spoolie or an eyebrow brush to just kind of spread it out so it doesn't look like you have drawn on eyebrows. So that takes care of the graying part. So what, you might ask, do you do about thinning eyebrows? Well, I just didn't think that there was really anything that you could do about that. But okay, so a while back, I started using Latisse, and Latisse is the stuff that you use to grow your eyelashes longer and thicker. And I didn't use it, I would use it for the time that I had it. Latisse is pretty darn expensive, but it would, and the unfortunate part is once your eyelashes start to grow, if you don't keep using Latisse, they will go back to being the short, thin eyebrows or eyelashes that you had before. And so, I would use it when I would get Latisse. I would use it, and then when my eyelashes started looking thick and long, then I would go to like every other day and every third day, and that seemed to be really good for keeping my eyelashes from looking so thin, and so it actually did work. It grew hair. Made them longer, and it grew eyelashes where there had not been eyelashes before. So that was really great. Well, then about 6 months ago, I thought, I wonder if that would work on eyebrows. If it grows hair for eyelashes, why wouldn't it work on eyebrows? And so I started to Google around a little bit and look it up, and here's what I found. Latisse is not FDA approved for growing eyebrows. It is FDA approved for growing eyelashes. It is also, Latisse is also the same medication that people use when they are at risk of glaucoma. And with that, it's a different name. It's like a generic name or something. You put it directly into your eye. My mom gets it on a prescription because she was having pressure in her eyes. And so you put it directly into your eyes. And my mom has long eyelashes as a result of using this stuff in her eyes. Well, I'm not going to be able to get mine covered by insurance ever. But anyway, so Latisse is FDA approved for use by glaucoma patients and also for people who want to grow their eyelashes longer. It has not been FDA approved for eyebrows. Probably not because there's anything wrong with using it on your eyebrows, just because they haven't taken it through that process. So what I found when I Googled around was that there were a lot of plastic surgeons out there who were saying, we can't market it for eyebrows because it's not FDA approved, but our clients tell us that it grows eyebrows. Okay, so here I am. I'm not a plastic surgeon. I'm not a doctor. This is my little disclaimer. You should probably ask your plastic surgeon or ask your dermatologist about whether or not it's safe to use on your eyebrows before you do it. But I did it. So about 6 months ago, I started putting this on my eyebrows and it grew eyebrows. So that place where I had almost a bald spot actually got more hair. Now the hair that grew in there was gray, but at least I could color it and it was there. And then this thinner part over here, I got more eyebrows. And so, and at first I was putting the Latisse all the way across my eyebrows. And then you know what? I actually had to use my tweezers because I had hairs in places I didn't want them. So then I thought, well, I don't want to have to, the point of this is not to have to pluck my eyebrows again. It's just to thicken up those thin patches. So I've since just started using it right in here. And I don't use it every night. I just use it maybe, I don't know, 3 times a week on my eyebrows, and it is really working. My mother has since started putting some on her thinning eyebrows, and it has helped to thicken them up too. So that has been like the best thing. The only downside is now I'm stuck because I can never stop using Latisse or my eyebrows will go back to being really thin. So there is kind of a catch-22 there, and Latisse is sort of pricey. You may have heard me talk on other videos about certain products that I think are just too expensive. And I happen to think that if you're using a product that's just, you know, that is just as good as another one, but cheaper, that you should go for the one that's less expensive if they're the same. And I would prefer to do that and then save my money for things that are more expensive and there isn't anything else that will do that good thing for you. And put my money in places like that. So anyway, I hope this is helpful to you if you've had trouble with eyebrows that have been thinning and getting lighter on you. If you have any tips, any things that you have been doing that have been working for you, I would sure love to hear about those. So please feel free to comment below. And I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. So anyway, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you again. Bye-bye.